Let me ask you something, and I want you to be honest with yourself. Have you ever noticed that no matter how much you promised yourself never again, you somehow end up with the same kind of person? Different face, different voice, different story, but the same emotional damage. At some point, you stop blaming them and start wondering if something is wrong with you. And that question quietly eats you from the inside. Because here's the scary part. It doesn't feel like bad luck anymore. It feels like a pattern dot. At first, everything feels perfect. They seem different. They say the right things. They make you feel chosen, seen, important. And you think, finally, this one is safe. But slowly, almost invisibly, the confusion starts. You begin to overthink your words. You explain your feelings again and again. You feel drained, anxious, and somehow guilty for wanting basic respect. And one day, it hits you. You're here. Again, what most people don't realize is that you're not attracting toxic partners by accident. You're being pulled towards something familiar. Familiar doesn't mean healthy. Familiar means your nervous system recognizes it. Your mind confuses emotional chaos with connection, because at some point in your life, love didn't feel calm. It felt unpredictable. If you grew up needing to earn attention, stay quiet, to keep peace, or accept affection mixed with pain, your brain learned a dangerous lesson early on. Love equals effort. Love equals tolerance. Love equals staying even when it hurts. So when someone treats you poorly but gives you moments of affection, your mind doesn't see a red flag. It sees home. That's why calm people can feel boring to you. That's why stable relationships feel empty at first. Your system is not addicted to love. It's addicted to intensity. And toxic partners are experts at intensity. They pull you in fast. They create emotional highs and lows. They make you feel special one moment and invisible the next. And without realizing it, you start chasing the version of them that only shows up occasionally. Here's the part that hurts to hear. But it's important. Toxic people don't stay because they're powerful. They stay because boundaries are weak. Not because you don't have value, but because you were taught that love means giving more than you receive. You explain instead of leaving. You forgive instead of protecting yourself. You hope instead of accepting reality, and hope can be dangerous. When it replaces self-respect, you keep thinking, if I communicate better, if I stay patient, if I love harder, they'll change. But what actually happens is this. You slowly disappear. Your needs get smaller. Your standards get quieter. And the relationship becomes about survival, not connection. What no one tells you is that healthy love doesn't feel like anxiety. It doesn't make you question your worth. It doesn't require you to prove yourself. Healthy love feels boring to people who are used to emotional storms. It feels steady, predictable, safe. And safety can feel uncomfortable when chaos is all you've known. That's why breaking this pattern isn't about finding a better partner. It's about becoming someone who no longer tolerates emotional damage just to feel chosen. The moment you stop confusing chemistry with compatibility, everything changes. The moment you choose peace over excitement, your attraction system rewires. Its self-boundaries are where toxic patterns die. The moment you say, "This doesn't feel right," and actually walk away, you break years of conditioning. And yes, it feels lonely at first. Because you're no longer distracted by chaos. You're alone with yourself. And that's where healing begins. If you keep attracting the same toxic partner, it doesn't mean you're broken. It means your wounds are asking for attention. And the moment you stop chasing familiar pain and start choosing unfamiliar peace, your entire relationship story shifts. Not because people suddenly changed, but because you finally did.